Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through the trade targets for the 5th round of AFL Fantasy and just going through and looking at all of them, especially just excluding a little bit. It seems like there are a little bit of rookie. This is a round for rookies, I guess, as a lot of the Swans boys are traded out, and a lot of the Swans boys traded out. 4.9% have traded out of Dacos on his bye. That's crazy. So, that is a sort of surprise, and I'm sort of happy about that as well, because that is just not a good maneuver, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Zach Williams, I think his numbers will flip once people realize he's fit. As just looking at the outs quickly here, but anyway, let's get into this video. But before we do, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. Let's get into this video. So first off, we talked about Sam Closey in the cash cows. So he will not be mentioned, but 26.7k trading him in. 2 are trading him out. Don't know why you'll be doing that, other than to make yourself known on this or whatever, even though you aren't. Sam Flanders here at 7.6k trading him in, and as you see here, these are my 2 trade targets traded guys in at the moment. I was a little bit worried about potentially Zach Williams being down, but the news is positive for him. And so now we just wait and see with regards to other players, and at the selection table may change some things, but we find that out on Thursday evening. So it may be a little bit of a rush for me, but I'm hoping Clark and Dempsey obviously hold their spots. And hopefully Manor gets in. Zach Reid is still 3 to 4 weeks away, from returning after that round 1 injury, which sucks. But we're holding him, and he's going to be effectively a rookie trade in about 3 to 4 weeks when he returns. Then it'll take a week for him to reset his cash gen, his break even, with like a 50. That'll reset it down to like a 20, and then another 50 score. He gets it down to like 10 or whatever. So I'm looking at him and I can probably have a designated guy to trade out just before the buys. He'll be like one of my last rookies to trade out around the buys, or even probably hold him through the buys, and that'll be one of the last rookie up, someone down trades, etc., as he should be making slow cash generation. So there's that. Flanders, I really like this trade in. I think a lot of people also, Marshall at 1.3k traded. A lot of people also going potentially Sherry in. I just don't think he can go top of the line ruck. And at this point, if you're going to bring in Sherry, I think you're going to go top of the line. And if you look at his scores, 1-2-1 against a very easy GWS matchup now, it seems. 104 against Jackson. And that was a very couple of lucky calls, to be honest, that got him that. He should have honestly been about a 95 or a 90. An 83 against Carlton, and then a 102 on a small ground at Norwood or whatever against Brisbane, where he honestly, if that trip on Neil got called the other way, it's an 85 for him. So I'm more so looking and thinking he's probably going to be around a 95 to a 90 guy. And in the end, in the long run, and he's not really making cash anyway. So I'd rather go a Rowan Marshall, who I could legitimately see popping 130 after 130 after 130, as he went 130 in a tough matchup, or 136 in a tough matchup, and has gone 117 and 118. So he's already 10 points better than Sherry, and I only see that increasing as he's got this run here of GWS, Western Bulldogs, Port, and North. So there is actually a thought of me getting rid of a Zach Williams and going Closey on field, now thinking about it, and then just trading Howes out his bye, and Massimo out. But I am worried that Howes loses a lot of his cash gen, so there is that thought there. But also I am backing in sort of Zach Williams to go large as well. So that'll be a wait at the selection table to see if any of my guys get dropped or whatnot, and to see if that is a potential route to getting Marshall, as Marshall this in the next couple of weeks could be crucial. And we'll also have to wait to see if Marshall gets his running mate in Campbell potentially playing. Combin, understand this trade in. I'm just a little bit, I guess, pessimistic on him. I would say. 5.7k trade-in, so I understand it. A big score from a forward playing in the back line, but he's effectively a key defender, it sounds like. So I'm wondering if he drops a 40 next week or something like that. As if we look at, say, Pink, and we look at Pink in round 1, he scored a 32, then a 49, and then dropped to 20. So, I mean, it obviously is different scoring-wise, but I reckon you could see him drop a little bit of a low score and people be worried about it. Will Graham, understand that as well. People probably doing the double of Will Graham and Closey. Sherry, 2.6k trade-ins, as we talked about. Dane Zorko, understand him getting traded in as well, as he could be a huge one to go to. 840k or so, is he? 843k and 83 break even. I reckon he goes 100s very consistently, as you see here, and he could be the new guy to trade in. I'm just wondering, I don't know if he'll necessarily get away from us. I'm not too worried to pay potentially 80 to 100k more for Zorko. Say pay it 920k for Zorko. And just basically negating the injury risk is my point that I'm trying to make here. But also the good thing about Zorko is that you may, if he does survive and he's a forward, then a lot of people will have these forwards that aren't scoring as well. So there is that point about it. But I'm just worried about this injury risk with Zorko, so I'm just going to stay clear. Elliot Yeo, understand this. He's been performing really well. Tom Powell, 15 tackles, not many possessions, but that was on a cramped Norwood. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes well again. Was it Norwood or was it? They played at a small ground, so there's that. Ollie Dempsey, probably wouldn't be trading him in now that he's got a 12 break even. He did look really good and has North Melbourne, but I would just stay clear of him now given his price. And averaging 79.8. So he's still going to make a lot of cash, but you look here and you look at his cash generation, they think he's only going to make another roughly, roughly 35, 67k across the next 3 weeks. You're not really trading in a guy to get sort of 70 scores and only get 60, 70k. So yeah, he really needs to pop a big one against North just to get that cash generation going again, as I really want to see him around that 600k range soon. Wanganeen Malira, he looked really, really good on the cramped ground and has the GWS matchup. I'm worried a little bit for GWS being a little bit constrictive for the defenders, but also let me just check this as we look here, and then we go to defense first position, and then we go to last 10, you'll see GWS here. Look at these wing defenders and general defenders and Desi kickers, all down from GWS, one of the worst matchups for that. So with Wanganeen Malira, and then you look at last 5 as well for GWS, actually positive. So that's actually a surprise. That's actually very much a surprise. So is Wanganeen Malira a good matchup? I would say still no overall, as I think that GWS will be able to constrict them a little bit. Horn Francis, I don't think he's a good trade target now, given that he played 2 weaker sides in West Coast and Essendon to get the scores, and he's 664k, and if he goes again against a good side in Freo or a decent side in Freo, you can probably target him then. But again, it's Freo, he could be constricted, and he's only averaging 99 anyway, so I don't think you could, and he's not going to get forward status. Jaden confirmed that, so I wouldn't be going for him. Marshall, as I said, understand that. Still understand that. Sharp, I think a lot of people are way too late and are chasing points with this. Whitfield, given that he went through his concussion and was fine with that and played 15 minutes less and still scored a 106, I think I don't think you're going to get damaged too much by doing it, given that he's got a 110 break even. So I think you can get guys that are probably going to score roughly around the same and actually go up in cash, whereas Whitfield probably isn't. Bont, I think this is points chasing as well, but also I understand the fact that people are worried that Bont goes 140, 140, 130, and suddenly that Bont at 980k that was there is suddenly probably would be probably would be around that 1.06, 1.05 mil, and suddenly he's out of the range of everybody. So there is that worry people have. Nick Martin, understand people correcting here, 68 break even. He is going to make cash. And I would rather almost go Martin over Whitfield, but understand people's worries with and understand why people are going Whitfield, as that is just a straight swap with Dacos effectively. I think actually 23k more. Wow. Sheasel, understand that that's the swap with Dacos. These are the Dacos owners are going to Whitfield. Sheasel, Keane getting traded in a lot. I wouldn't be going Keane, to be honest with you. He put up a 54, 99, 88. And if he goes large again, then you can trade him in. But I don't know if he'll go large again against Carlton, and has had huge marking numbers. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about Mark Keane, and I need to do more research on that. So there's that. Ramsden, we talked about in the rookies. Bonner, in the cash cows. Bonner, I think this is people chasing points again. Bonner, I think, is 33 break even. You can just get a better guy that's going to score roughly around the same, I reckon. Well, he's 659k, so that would be a struggle to get the same scoring out of a guy like that. But I think at this point you need to be going for rookies and top of the line guys, or top sort of 10 to 12 guys. And I don't think Bonner will be that in the midfield. He may squeak in because of his as a defender, but then again, you got Howard returning, you got a lot of other guys returning for St Kilda, so I don't know how many more weeks Bonner survives. Gawn, Jackson, I would not be trading in, so that's just people being weird and chasing points. Honestly, I don't think he does well against Port, or maybe chasing the matchup, even though he's going to be playing secondary ruck. Gawn trading into him, I don't think is mathematically logical, like we did with Heaney last week, and basically saying Gawn over the next couple of weeks would need to go. Gawn over the next 2 weeks, you lose about 40 to 50 points at least just by the covering score. And with the ruck line, it's a lot harder to cover, so you may even lose the whole range of it, which may be maybe another 10 points. So you may lose 60, 65 points. So Gawn needs to cover that 60 to 65 points basically in the 1 week. And is he going to go 180 again or 175 against Brisbane? Could do. Don't think he will. So that's why I wouldn't be trading him in. Meek, I think the roulette there with the Hawthorn Rucks, I wouldn't be going there. And Liam Baker has the Eagles, but then has the bye. So like we said with the likes of a Gawn, Baker probably needs to go like 160, 170 against the Eagles, and I don't see that happening to be a logical choice. So that's why I wouldn't be going there. Hayden Young, people are going to him, and then Jordan Clark as well, people are going into him as well. So that pretty much is the video there, going through the choices for, I guess the trade targets for AFL Fantasy Round 5, going through all of them, especially people are liking the Gold Coast options as well, and just going through quickly here the trade outs. James Jordan, obvious choice there, as I don't even know if he survives post-bye, he may be dropped after their bye. Blake Howes, I understand that as well. That's one of my trade outs at the moment, and depending on team news, it could be, he may hold for me, but I'm worried that he loses 20, 30k and starts the downward spiral, so I'm worried that I may need to still, that I need to get out of him. Brady Grundy, another trade out for me, just hasn't hit what I thought he would, given the run that he had, and I thought he would hit sort of average 100 in the first 5 weeks, but he didn't. Dacos, don't understand that. You hold now that you got through the bad matchup. D'Ambrosio, and I think that is just trading. That is just trading to sideways trading, and that is what's gonna get you falling behind. Matty D'Ambrosio, I understand people thinking about trading him, but I wouldn't at this point in time. Matty Roberts, I think this is a bad trade, trading him out, as he's still got another, with a 34 break even at the moment, and he's scoring really well. I think he's still got another potential another 50 to 100k left in him still to get. So yeah, I think he just needs a good game post-bye, and he'll get that cash back, because he'll make 30k post-bye. Like, the projections for him are 20k. Oh, well, that's over the 55. It's not going to do that. I reckon he gets another 60k or so there for you guys. And then Zach Williams, 2k trade outs. No, I think you can hold him, but I wouldn't be surprised if it facilitates another move and you're happy with that. I wouldn't be surprised if people do that. Alex Sexton, Lazaro, Pink, Caulfield, and Reed, another trade outs there. So that is pretty much the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be my team previews for round 5. Sorry, I keep on getting that confused. Round 5 on AFL Fantasy, and then also the other video on Supercoach, and then also my tips for round 5 and reviewing them for round 4 as well in that same video. So I'll see you guys in those videos on Thursday. Bye, guys.